Hello, everyone. Carrie Beck here with Family eBiz, and we are talking today about 5 ways to make more money online. We're going to go through some different things. I do have a handout for you. Bethany just put it in. So if you need to go grab that, download it. Personally, I like to print it out and actually write on it. But that handout is just so you have a place to take some notes and get some of the ideas that we talk about onto paper so you can actually go use it. I am going to turn my video off because I sort of distract myself, and then we will move forward and get going. So let me do that. I'm going to move all of that over there. Okay. 5 ways to make more money online. What are we going to talk about? Let me get this thing going. Today, what I'm going to do is show you exactly what you need in place to go from feeling confused, or maybe you're just unsure about how to start your business or take it to the next level. That's where you are now. Hopefully, by the end, you will feel confident in what strategy to implement so you can make a consistent income online. We're going to cover lots of things. I'm not going to read all of those things, but you can see, you've seen those in emails and in social posts. We're going to cover a lot of information to help you get to the next level. I do have sort of a little contest, and let me find my chat. Where did it go to? There we go. Because I've got a giveaway. During this class, a few times through the class, I am going to give away my book, 50 Ways to Crush the Things Keeping You from Happiness and Success. And this will be the way you can enter is just leaving comments in the chat. Every time you leave a comment in the chat, you will be entered to win one of these ebooks, and we will give those out afterwards. So just keep putting some things in the chat and you could possibly win this book. A few housekeeping notes. Just remember, sort of get rid of the distractions if you can. Turn off your cell phone unless you're watching on your phone. Close all the tabs on your computer except for this one, and any extra devices that you have, just sort of put them away. I know for me, I turn my phone, actually, I put my phone in another room, and if it happens to be right next to me, I turn it over and then shut the door. I know that's hard if you're a mom, but go ahead and try to shut the door. And then there is the link to the handout, familyebiz.com/5, the number 5 ways handout. And you can follow along with us. Go ahead and download that. If you're near a printer, go ahead and print that out as well. So we're going to jump right into this. We want to start here. If I can get the thing to go. Start here. I believe, and I've looked at research, that the most visited page outside of your homepage is the About Me page. So I want to start with this. It's super simple, and I want you to take a look at this. And there's a place on the handout to write all this down. On your About Me page, I see so many people that don't even tell me their name. It's like they want to be a big corporate brand and they want everyone in the world to know you know, what their business is, but they don't want to share anything personal. Now, if you're a professional blogger or whatever, that may be for you, but I personally think you need to tell who you are, what you can offer, what you do, where they can find what they need. Like for me, it's like, look, if you want to see the podcast, just find the podcast thing at the top, or look at the blog. Or if you want to join us on social media, you can join on the Facebook or Instagram, wherever link. So who, what, where, and then why. What is your big why? Why do you do what you do? And then how to connect with you. All of this is not to talk all about you. It is really about your reader and how you can guide them. Remember, your reader is always the hero. You are not the hero. You're not trying to just boost yourself up. You are showing them how you can help them. It's all about them and it's all about building trust. And if you don't let them in a little bit on who you are, then how can they trust you as well? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps that you can use to publish your About Me page. Now, If you could go ahead and publish your About Me page, and you will work on these 5 things, say over the next week, put a yes in the chat and let me know. Let me know that this is something that you could focus on. This is one of, like I said, one of the most important pages that you can use in your on your web page. And I'm trying to get back to good old Zoom. Anyway, put something in the chat. Jody says yes, Meredith says yes, and someone else, yep, I sort of lost that one. Tori, so great. I seriously, that is if I am at a new website, this is the first place I go. And research shows that the About Me page is probably the second most visited page on your website. I also think when you say where they can find what they need, what you offer, you can put links to your products or links to your lead magnets and automatically start growing your list and growing your sales as well. Okie dokie. Now, get this thing going. Let me just tell you, you're in the right place if you're a stay-at-home mom who wants to start an online business, but you're just really confused what to do next. You're not sure where to start or what's the most important thing to start making money. You struggle to find time and focus. In fact, I was just in one of my mastermind groups about 3 hours ago, and that was the first thing this one member we were helping. She's like, I just get sidetracked, focus. And she's got a business. And so it is very normal. If that is who you are, you're not really sure, how do I stay focused on money-making activities? Or maybe you're a podcaster, a blogger, or content creator. You're barely making any money or only making a part-time income. And too often you find yourself chasing the shiny object, or you're just confused about who to follow, who to listen to in order to really make an income. It's like everyone says their stuff is the next best thing. Or maybe you're an online business owner wanting to scale your business. You want it to go automatically, so you actually have some freedom in your life. And then I know we have some single moms and dads. You need to make this work just to support your family. And going online as a business will give you the freedom to spend time with your kids and to work from home as well. So leave something in the chat. Tell me which one you are. You may be multiple ones. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Tell me who you are so I sort of know who our audience is. So we have podcaster, blogger, or content creator is Tori. Anyone else want to tell us who you are? Or maybe it's none of those. You can tell me 0 if that's it. But put something in the chat and let me know what you are. Content creator, blogger, content creator. That's what a lot of people are as well. And so hopefully the ideas that I give you will help you build a content creating website, as well as we all need to put out good, valuable information. So it could be a blogger or a podcaster, and the tutor as well. That's a good point. So let me do this real quickly. I'm going to scroll. Okay, not me. All right, Jody traveling with the traps. You have just won one of our comment prizes. And so you can send me your email address. You can send it privately here, or you can send it my email, whatever. But for those of you that joined us late, we are giving away a copy of my book, 50 Things That, oh, I've already forgotten the title, 50 Things That Crush, 50 Things You Can Crush that will basically, it's 50 things that keep you from success. Okay. I don't have the exact title. I have to read it, but you're very welcome. Now, some of you know me, some of you don't. So let me just do a quick little introduction. We have had our own online businesses. I mean, not own, we've had our own family businesses since 1985. We've had an online business since 2002. It began as Curriculum Connection, just reselling other people's books. And then I began to write some of my own books. Then we started Family eBiz when we moved from Texas to Idaho so Steve could go to seminary. This is where we started teaching family and teens how they could have an online business, and it was our total support while we lived in Idaho. When we got back, I changed Curriculum Connection to How to Homeschool My Child, and we started producing and publishing digital products, courses, support groups, events, all sorts of things. All of my kids have worked in our business, so let me just introduce them. This is Ashley. She's married to Jesse. And over here we have Elizabeth. Where's Faith? And there is Faith. Ashley, when she was in high school and living with us for a year in college, she did all of our travel arrangements. She was our liaison to the hotel if we were running an event. Gentry, here's our middle daughter. Where's my little mouse? Here we go. She's married to Andrew, and they have Landry and Deacon and baby Sloan. And she did all our shipping and bookkeeping in high school and college, basically ran the show as far as all of that communication as well. And then Hunter is the baby. That's his wife just left. They live here in this town. He just married Brittany, who, yes, I turned my camera off so you couldn't see her. Um, they all worked when we went to homeschool conferences. They would work our booth and we would go speak in the different workshops. They would run the back of the room when we hosted business conferences. In fact, one time Hunter says, I can't believe it's Matt Basak that I mentioned earlier. I am so glad Mr. Basak came to our event. I was like, why? Because I just made an extra $300. You see, we paid our children. Now, we paid them very well for working in the office, but when we ran an event, they received a percentage of our profit. And Mr. Basak brought in a lot of money that weekend, like tens of thousands of dollars. And so they each, if he made $300, all three of those kids ended up making an extra $300 at that event. I'm now living full-time on our online income. I share that so you know that this is possible for you. Have you ever felt frustrated like there is no way? And yet we don't have to work completely full-time, but we can make a full-time income. And I'm going to show some of the ways that I have made my website work harder for us and so that we can bring in more income as well. Because can you imagine? Tell me what your life would be like, and you put it in the chat. If you could wake up each morning excited about your work, know you're making a difference for your readers, know exactly what you're going to do today to grow your business. That's that focus thing that we struggle with. Like, what is the really most important thing I need to do? That you're passionate about your niche, however you want to say it, and those you work with. You have a marketing plan, what to do first, what to do next, and freedom to do what you are called to do. How would this affect you and your family right now? Put something in the chat and let me know how your life would be maybe different than what it is right now. And put that in the chat as well. And as you do that, I know some of you are like me and you want a roadmap. Where are we headed? So let me just share that with you. If I can make the slide move to the next thing. There we go. I'm going to tell my story. We're going to talk about 3 things you need in place right now. The sexiest thing about your business, where you can gain visitors on your site, places you maybe didn't think of, where list building powerhouses, and 3 ways to gain consistency. And Jody says that would be amazing. Some days are just so busy. Isn't that the truth? All of that describes me. I'm just shouting into the void because my business is still in diapers. Well, you have a way with words. I hope you're using some of those words as well. Tori, you need to get one of our books. So send me your email address. I really like that comment because that's how you feel like you're a baby business. That's how we were back in the early 2000s. Now, I will have to tell you, for me, in 2020, that lovely year 2020, I lost half my income. And even though I had an online business, it was a hobby business. I knew what needed to be done, but I wasn't sure. Would this really work for me? Why would people buy? I had to overcome my mindset, that imposter syndrome. I needed to gain confidence and I needed to gain consistency as well. And I've been there. If you're dealing with that thing in your head, like, why is anyone going to buy from me? I'm going to tell you, yes, You can do this. I am no tech wizard. In fact, I have blown up a server at the people that I pay, and they had to go in and like do all sorts of things to whatever those little wall things are so that I didn't ever do that again. But I can still make money even though I don't know all the tech. And even though I question myself and I'm like, really, God, why do people want to buy from me? Now, I will say since then, and back in 2020, things have changed. I've gained a lot more confidence. I see transformation with my moms that are using my products as well. The other thing I love about this business now is I did develop it into a full-time income. I was blessed that I lost that income in May, and by August, God had brought back some income for me as well. And that was a blessing. I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. Now I have the freedom to go help with my grandkids, like I will do this Saturday up in Dallas. Or if I want to go visit someone, Hunter's always on a trip somewhere. I've been able to go visit him in Ecuador and Hawaii and El Salvador and still run my online business. I have the freedom to be able to go help during family emergencies a month ago when my dad was in the 3 different hospital visits in 1 week. And I could just at 7 o'clock at night pack a bag, pack my laptop, and hop in the car and drive to that hospital. That's the freedom. And to be honest, that is my big why. Yes, I need to make money, but making money is not your why. You need a bigger why. So hopefully you will think about that. What is your why? What is the big reason that you're even doing this? So we are going to talk today about these 5 ways. We're going to get a foundation to set up a business or scale your business. And this should give you the freedom to work from anywhere. Doing the work you're called to do that may be different than me, and helping others as you serve and sell. And let's be honest. What is selling? Selling is simply serving those people around you. If you can find what they need and help them solve their problem, you're serving them, and then you can sell them as well. So let's talk about, before we enter the 5 ways, I do want to talk about 3 things that you should be striving to have on your website. I would like you to put something in the chat when I finish talking about this. Do you have or will you work on at least 2 of these 3? The first one is a resources or tools section. It's an area that your people are going to want to come back to regularly. And let me just say, it is not something that you just want to plug in a whole bunch of affiliate links. Yes, you can use affiliate links. You want to grow the trust factor. You see, people buy from someone they know, they like, and they trust. So giving them good resources is a way that you can get them to come back over and over and over again. How-to articles, videos, podcasts, blog posts, any of that. This is what I call weekly content. This is how you can build your list, because if you are producing weekly content, you are sharing it with the world, hopefully, whether that's through SEO or through social media or Pinterest or whatever. And then you're also sharing it with your email list. I personally think you need to build up to offering at least one free, value-driven piece of content every single week. And you may not be there yet. Maybe it's just once a month. And then you build up to twice a month. So building up to that, that is so important. And then you want to give a fantastic gift that you can offer in exchange for their name and email. We call this a lead magnet or a freebie. And you can see my 2 that are on my homepage. This is on my Family eBiz. It's our blueprint to an online business. And this is on my homeschool. Honestly, these probably need some updating. Do people still get them? And do I still get their name and email? You better believe it. So leave something in the chat. Tell me either, yes, I do this regularly. I have a tools, a resource section. I have regular content, and I have a lead magnet. Or these are the 2 things that I'm going to work on over the next month or 2 to make sure that my website is working for me. Sarah says, yes, she already has this very well. Regular content and lead magnet. Tori, awesome. Y'all are already a step ahead. So That's awesome. If you don't, we're going to talk about some of these as we go along, but this is something I think we need to focus on. Lead magnet and freebies for Bethany and weekly posting on my website. I need to work on my lead magnet. Good. And you know what? If you don't have it, that's okay. If you find out you need it, then you're one step closer to making more money. And Meredith says number 1 and 2. That is awesome. All right, let's move into our 5 steps. Step number 1. The sexiest thing about online business is the stats. Okay, who's a number person in here? Some of y'all are like, stats? No, thank you. Well, I need to tell you, whether it's social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram stats, or podcast stats, or your shopping cart stats, or Google Analytics, which is what we are going to talk. Jody loves numbers. I'm telling you, if you don't know your stats, then you don't know where you are and how to get to wherever you want to be. So it is one of the best ways to make more money with your website. Leverage what's already working for you. And how do you know what's working? You go look at your stats, and I'm going to show you some pictures as well about what you can do. We are not throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping something sticks. We want to look at proven success. And I'm going to tell you, I can't remember who it is that is just starting out. I wrote it down somewhere. If you're just starting out, you need to start right now, because at least you can start from the beginning instead of like me waiting a few years and not having stats for a few years. Get this on your website. I'm going to suggest that you go to Google Analytics and install Google Analytics. If you're running a WordPress website, there is a plugin of some sort that you can use. So, what keywords are they searching with to get to you? Which page do they enter your site from or through? And where do they leave from? What happened why are they leaving? Maybe if they're all leaving on the same page, you need to go fix that page. And maybe if they're coming in a certain page, you need to up that page and make sure you've got a lead magnet and or a paid product. How long do they stay on your site? Do they just show up for 10 seconds and go, oh, this isn't it, and leave? What actions do they take? And what is your bounce rate? Your bounce rate is the percentage of your visitors who enter one page and leave your site almost immediately. You want a low bounce rate. The higher it is, means you're attracting the wrong visitor. So let's take a look. Google Analytics, and here's a page from my Google Analytics, and I did update it. It may be called GA4. You can see that right up here, GA4, and there's our homeschool one. And no, you can't see all the graph up there. But this is telling me, so here are your sidebar, and you can come right here, pages and screens. Well, these are the pages that people were entering on. These are the most visited pages that month. All right. So you can see the different ones. Now, a lot of it was we were running a promotion, so we got all of that. But in the middle of that, I have my Friday freebie, and it got, what is that, 6%. Now, most of it was Homeschool Superheroes, but I had 1,500 people come. 1,600 people come for my Friday freebie. Down here, these are blog posts. 775 people showed up and landed on that page. My homeschool scheduling ideas, and how to make math fun. Those are some different places that I need to go and make sure there is always a call to action. It could be a lead magnet, or it could be a paid product. It could be go visit social media, whatever it is. So this will identify what your readers' problems are, what are they looking for, and it can help you with SEO strategies. The next one this also shows you, if you go user acquisition right over here, you can see that this month because we were running a promotion, I had affiliates sending people to me. I got most of my traffic was direct. But my own email sent, or maybe other people's email sent me 2,400 people. My paid ads, yes, I do pay ads, but we're not going to talk about those today. But I got 846 people. Organic, social, and search. I have over 1,000 people just from organic SEO type thing, and then some referrals as well. And then you can look down here and see how long they spent and all that kind of stuff. So GA4 is analytics, and you can go in. I mean, we could do a whole workshop on that, but that is where you need to start. I don't have time to explain Google Search Console. It is connected to Google Analytics, and this will tell you specific keywords. How people are finding you? What are they actually typing in? Not just the web page they land on. And if they're searching for you, and they're searching for these things and they're finding you, maybe you need to write some more blog posts or do a podcast. How can you provide more information? So stats really are the sexiest thing about growing your business, even if you're not a numbers person. All right, step number 2, let them pick your brain for free. If anyone's ever asked you, well, what do you recommend for this? Then you definitely need a resources page. Turn it into a one-stop shop for your best recommendations. These are your highly prized secrets that you can share, but I recommend only sharing the very best. You do not want to just jam it full of a bunch of links that are affiliates, because if they see 50 things, they're not going to know. That isn't really telling them. You need to choose what is the best, and it can be your own items or it can be an affiliate link, but definitely have a link that they can use to go get more information based on whatever your topic is. If you're tutoring, then maybe there's some software they can use. If you're writing your own content, then maybe you recommend whatever your niche is, you would have links to some of your products or even some free resources as well. This is a way you build that trust. Remember, know, like, and trust. So start asking yourself, what does my ideal visitor need right now? What is her problem? What solution is she here looking for? What information or tool does she need? How do you do something? I think you need to take a step back and think, when you were in your ideal visitor's level, what did you need most? What did you wish for? Get inside their head. And if you don't know, ask. Set up some phone calls with people on your list and ask them some of these questions. So ask yourself, if you can't come up with them, ask them. Don't depend on ChatGPT just for this, okay? They may or may not know. You need to ask real people as well. So, how can we find some of these answers? You could use ChatGPT. You could go into Facebook groups and just read some of the questions that they're asking. Maybe do a search in some of your Facebook groups, how and why, and see what questions come up. You could go to e-commerce sites and see what books are on Amazon, what products are being sold in eBay or Etsy. Those are buyers and people are buying things. So go in there and look. You can do your research anywhere. Another way is maybe a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live or an Instagram Live or whatever, and answer some of their questions. Tell them you're going online just to answer questions and see what questions they ask. What are their most urgent questions? Share your best templates, your worksheets, your checklists, your tip sheets. And if you have favorite tools, share them, but do it with an affiliate link. These are things that you can definitely do. So you want to do some research. You need to know what their biggest problem is. And so let them ask questions. That is what's going to help you know. So out of these different things, which one would be the easiest way for you to get information? Put something in the chat. I was going to go back. You could ask yourself, maybe you ask real people, or where are you going to go do your best research? Facebook groups, e-commerce sites, or do a live of some sort? Let me know. All right. Next, we have step 3. Take every opportunity to grow your list. And Tori said she's been getting information from Facebook and Reddit threads. That's a good point as well. Very good. Okay, we need to grow your list. We're going to talk about many ways you could grow your list. You cannot do all of these at one time. You will need to pick and choose. So as I go through these, you think in the back of your head, which ones or one are you going to use right now? And when we finish step 3, I want you to tell me. All right, lots of pop-ups. Entry, when they show up, there's a pop-up. Exit, when they leave, right before they leave, a pop-up. A light box where something pops up and then it's muted in the background. A scroll pop-up, meaning they scroll so far down and then the pop-up appears. A click pop-up, they click on something and a pop-up appears. A time pop-up, they're on there for a certain number of seconds and a pop-up happens. Or maybe just a plain old landing page. What is a landing page? What I describe as a landing page is something that only has one call to action. There is only one thing to do on that landing page. It looks something like this. This is my nature journal, and you look at that page, there's only one thing you can do. You can either get it or not get it. That is it. Jody uses entry pop-ups. I do too. And I didn't for a while, but I will tell you pop-ups work no matter how annoying they are. But this is a landing page. And if you don't know how to do this on your own website, not a problem. Your email service provider probably has landing pages. My email service provider actually provides pop-ups that I can actually put in to the onto my website. So I don't have to go use a pop-up. I don't have to pay someone else for pop-ups. So this is a landing page, one thing and only one thing, call to action. And if you use a pop-up, you need to be sure that you have a call to action on there. It's not just to annoy people or tell them how great your product is. So let me see, I lost my place. Oh, there we go. The next thing is your share buttons. Do you have share buttons on your blog post? So this is Facebook. It says tweet, X, whatever you want to call it, and pin. This should make it, you need it at the top of, this is just set up so that every blog post has this. And then every blog post, I put a little banner so that if they click that, I'm going to get their name and email because it goes to a place that will give them a freebie. But we're talking social media. You need something simple and easy for them to share what they are doing. Other ways that you can do this are having quizzes or surveys. Some of y'all may have said you have surveys. These are two of my quizzes that I have used in the past. And in order to get your results, you have to give me your name, give me your email. And then finally, so we're talking about a lot. We got pop-ups, landing pages, we've got quizzes and surveys, and then PSs. Use your email to get them to click. All right. And offer fun things. PSs are one of the most read parts of an email. They may not read all of it, but if they're scrolling down, they're probably going to stop and read a short PS. Just, no, these are just generic. Just want the super clean Scrivener nonfiction templates. This is for authors. Click here. Let our team install it for you. See and compare our prices. That's for a bricks and mortar. I do a lot of PSs. I do ask ChatGPT. If I give it an email, I'm like, give me 3 motivational, encouraging, friendly, conversational PSs. And then I choose one of them to put at the end of my email. So which one of these would y'all use? Tori says she has a landing page. I get super annoyed by pop-ups as a user and I won't put them on my site because they annoy me. I also think, Tori, it depends on how it's used. My pop-ups show up once. If you go to the second page, you're not going to see it again. Some people have a pop-up every time you click something, and that is totally annoying. And so I get that. I used to not do it. I felt like you. But when I started to see how many people signed up for my freebie from my pop-up, then I said, okay, not everyone. Here's what you have to remember. You are not your customer. So just because, like my homeschool moms, bloggers, they're like, I'm not going to do that because I wouldn't spend that much money. You're right. But you know what? I have people that will spend $200 on my leadership course. That may not be me, but there are people out there, and that's how I make money. So I'm not saying what you should and shouldn't do. I'm just saying think about how you can serve your people. And if putting a ugly pop-up or a cute pop-up will help, then do it. I'll be honest, I'm one of those people that's not going to put a bunch of ads. I get on those ad blogs and I can't even find what I'm looking for and I just leave. So I will say, for me, it's a simple, clean pop-up. They see it once that day and they're not going to see it again. They can go look at everything else on my website. So, and some of y'all said email links. That is so good. Email links are good. need to bigger list to send the emails to. You know what? Just start with what you have. My mentor is Amy Porterfield, my coach, my business coach that I pay money to every month. And she says a list of about 250 is big enough to launch a product. Think about it. So if you can get to 250, you're in a good place. All right. Now, step 4, turn your best content into list building powerhouses. Let's talk about 6 ways you can increase the sharing power of your posts. Here we go. Find unique angles. Back in the day, there wasn't anything new. I'm talking newspaper, like paper, journalists, that kind of thing. They were always looking for a unique angle. So find a popular topic in your niche and look at it from a unique angle. When you create stale, boring posts, your readers are going to leave. It's all about your ideal reader. Your reader is the hero, not you. If you can't figure out unique angles, go to AI and say, here's what I want to write about. Give me 10 very different and unique angles and see what they come up with. You might resonate with some of those as well. So next, create irresistible headlines. Sometimes we are boring subject lines. What is going to get those people to open the email? What is going to get those people to see the headline at the top of your website and keep scrolling to see what it's about? How quitting Facebook affects your brain. Oh, that's interesting. How to buy an external hard drive. Clarification, please. I probably would need a lot of clarification because I would have no idea. I'm going to give you 6 winning headline formulas that you can get. How to. It's my favorite one. 7 ways, or maybe even more specific, 7 easy, 7 simple ways to whatever it is you're teaching. 10 top tips. Actually, I would go 10 top tips for whatever it is you're writing about. A beginner's guide. That's sort of like everything you want to know about homeschooling. That's a beginner's guide. Why? Why? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is. 7 easy ways to make chocolate at home. Why your car won't start in the cold. So take any of these, and then you can start to make some good, curiosity-driven headline formulas. So unique angles, winning headlines, beautiful, relevant images. You need to use high quality images. Some free sites are pexels.com and unsplash.com. Actually, I just read about something in Google AI. I can't remember. Nana Banana, I think is what it is, and it will create images for you. I haven't tried it. I just saw that yesterday. That might be an option, but I have definitely used Pexels and Unsplash for years. I also have an account with Deposit Photos, and these are a little bit higher quality ones, things that I cannot find on a free site as well. So picking your images, does your image relate directly to your topic? Is there any element in the photo that contradicts or negates your message? Is there something about your photo that directly relates to your theme? And will it still look striking on that tiny mobile phone screen? So you do need to think about when you're choosing a photo. These are some questions that you would like to ask yourself. Now, here are a few jelly bean activities. This is pretty easy. I just found a nice little picture with jelly beans. How to boost your confidence. And I picked one with a mom and a daughter is what I was thinking of. And then we've got summer activities. So here we are flying a kite. These are images, and that looks like a lot of fun. Summer activities for kids. Ideas for summer family business. And I really like this because it was a child looking at blueprints, and it made me think of a kid having their own business or a family having their own business. And then Holy Week, Easter time, I just found a nice spring flowers as well. Now, these aren't the perfect images, but you get my point. You don't want to be throwing you don't need summer activities for kids and you've got a Christmas tree in there, which I know you wouldn't do, but just think through that as well. All right, after your images, you want some sort of good content management service. Like for Pinterest, I use something called Tailwind, and it does all the work for us. We can schedule our pins, and now it gets to the point, if it is a image for a blog post, my BA was telling me it will only do each blog post once a day. So if I have 5 images, it'll spread it out over 3 days, something to that effect. But I also use the native Facebook scheduler. I use that for Facebook and Instagram. You can do that at the same time. And I find it pretty simple. And I know some people complain when they wouldn't let other platforms schedule for Facebook, but to me, it's really not that difficult. But we can block it all out and schedule it all out ahead of time. I know Bethany has scheduled out her Pinterest pins through the end of the year. She did that in September. So she has her pins all scheduled through December. Next, we want to ask people to comment and share your content. You know what? It's okay to ask people to leave a comment. If I want comments, I'm going to leave it. Please leave a comment. I may ask. I had a question in Family eBiz today, and it was basically 3 questions, 3 things that you're struggling with in your business. And, it says, which one is it? Leave a comment. I am always saying, leave a comment because I want them to. So when it comes to commenting, ask them to leave a comment. When it comes to sharing, make sharing easy, just like I had those sharing buttons at the top. And then finally, we want to track our results. Goes back to the sexiest thing about business is your metrics. These are 3 areas of metrics that you do want to watch out for. Your email metrics, your open and click rate, website metrics. We already talked about that with Google Analytics. And then your social media metrics, whether that is organic with your business page on Instagram, on Facebook, or Pinterest metrics, wherever that is. Those are just 3 sets of metrics that you need to do. So that is a lot as far as getting your content out there and getting list building powerhouses. You've got to know your metrics. You can look for unique angles, make irresistible headlines. You can use beautiful, relevant images and ask people to share and comment. Which one of those things just one of them, would be good for you to help build your list right now? Leave something in the chat as well. And then step number 5, I'm going to keep going. Step 5, before you write, speak, record a single word. Give your content a job. Give your content a job, meaning a call to action. Surely you don't send any emails out without a call to action. We all need a call to action. You don't post a blog post unless there's a call to action. We're not just putting this stuff out there. So, and Jody said, asking people to share. So that's really good. I think that is something we need to always do. But before you write, speak, record a single word, give your content a job. Let's talk about this. 3 easy ways to create consistency and brand coherence with your post. Use templates for repeating post types. And so I have templates for my pins for Pinterest. I have templates for what I'm going to, different kinds of images. And then we have some templates for emails. There are all sorts of templates that you can use. Create a single monthly theme every month. This is something that one of my master members, Danielle, has done repeatedly. She picks a theme and her blog posts go around it, her emails go around it, and it gives her something that she can sort of grab onto. You could do this right now for 2026. Take every month or every quarter and come up with a theme that you can follow. For me, I tend to do seasonal things, and then I also have events. So like February is Life Skills Leadership. August is back to school with Homeschool Superheroes. Right now, I'm working on fall and Christmas holiday things that we can do to get prepared. So you can come up with themes, include features in your blog that you want to make sure you share, and then plan your content. I know I use something called WordPress editorial calendar. It looks something like this, and you can see the different blog posts. Now, I don't have that many posts every month. That's just my 30 days of Thanksgiving. And so that is how we can do that. And reuse your content. You need to, if you use it on your blog, then share it in social media, put it out on an email. Don't just do one thing. Take that blog post and repurpose it everywhere. I did a whole course on content creation and reusing that as well. And I know that Sharon, one of our mastermind members, came to it. That's actually when she ended up joining our mastermind, was after that particular class. So, 5 ways to make more money online. Think about which one of these would help you the most right now, because you can't do all of them. And put a number or whatever you want in the chat. The sexiest thing about your website is the stats. Let other people pick your brain for free, answering their questions. Take every opportunity to grow your list. We covered a lot of those. Turn viral posts or good content into list building powerhouses. And before you write, speak, or record a single word, give your post a job. Give your email a job. Several of you are saying take every opportunity to grow your list. So is that it? Number 3? Yeah, there we go. 3, 3, 3. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm giving one more of these things away. And this is going to go to Bethany. So Bethany, just remind me that you have won one of our ebooks on 50 ways to crush what's holding you back. So, what's next for you? Let's talk about that. Is any of this overwhelming? Do you struggle to stay focused? How do you stay consistent? Could you use someone to come alongside you? Would a step-by-step plan help you really put this into practice? Or better yet, accountability from another business owner? Would it help to have others to bounce ideas around struggling with your mindset about money, about making money, about how much to charge? That's one of, I know a lot of people, they are charging $3.50 for an ebook. And sometimes we need to overcome that mindset. Well, I can tell you right now, I think you've got 2 options that you can do. I am going to answer questions. So if you have any questions about any of this, put it in the chat, and I'm going to finish closing out in just a second. But you've got 2 options. You can try to create a content plan, a marketing plan, a business plan, but you'll run the risk of being in the same place this time next year with a big open loop and no plan to start making the money you've dreamed of in a year. Or you could 100% commit to focusing on systems to build relationships and to grow through your content that you are putting out as well. If you're ready to get unstuck and choose the right activities with complete confidence in your business efforts and follow a proven plan, then I invite you to join me. See if this thing will go the other way. To Family Biz Mastermind. I know some of y'all are already in this, but this is a place and something that can help you take your business to the next level wherever you are, whether you're starting, whether you're making a part-time income, or just trying to get to full-time income. This will help you be accountable and stay focused, to help you focus on profit-making tasks instead of busy work, to provide cutting-edge, up-to-date strategies to grow your business and help you overcome your fear of no one reading your blog post or listening to your podcast or no one buying your products. How does it work? Well, we have small groups of 4 bloggers that meet monthly with me. We're going to help solve your current problems, help you get started, hold you accountable, help you stay focused and consistent. And I have to say, focused and consistent. I mentioned Danielle, and she has told me so many times, she goes, Carrie, this is the best thing for me because I get that I have shiny object syndrome. And knowing that I'm going to show up and have to tell people whether I got something done or not helps me stay focused and consistent. And she's had several successful launches in the past year. So that's so encouraging. It will take work. It's not a bubblegum machine, put a little money in and it'll all pop out. But that work will take you to the next level and you'll know which work is most important for you. Now, at one time, I was going to be charged $300 a month for group coaching like this. I'm not going to charge you that much, but that's what the value is. How does it work? Each member answers our 5 Qs. We have group brainstorms your solutions. It's really the power of a group versus a single coach. It is similar to having your own personal board of directors. You actually get a group chat so that in between the meetings, you can ask each other questions if you need to. We'll follow an agenda, we'll have a timer, it will be recorded. And I know Jerry Ann has told me that she listens to the recording because even though she's taking notes, she misses things. And she's like, all of a sudden, the light bulb goes off. And so that's one reason we record it. And everyone gets a summary of their action points. I don't choose your action points. You choose it based on our conversation. And then this is a list of everything that you're going to get in it. We also include a Facebook private group. And every month we have training. In fact, Bethany was our trainer a week ago. We did video marketing. We've done even Amazon stuff. We've done list building. We've done how do you run your own promotions, collabs. So we have private training and printables for that, $242 a month. Then, as a new member, you're going to get some bonuses. Overcoming imposter syndrome. That is instant access. 7 steps to being motivated and staying focused. Again, instant access. And then a month after you've been in there, because we don't want to overwhelm you, you've got enough going. We have a video training library with, I don't know, 50, 60 videos in there, and it's worth $1,608. That whole value is $1,658. So we got all of that, total value, 2,200. And I have to tell you, first mastermind we ever joined, Steve and I paid $10,000 a year. Plus, we had to pay for our travel to go to Washington, D.C. 4 times a year. And this is long before Zoom or anything. This is like in 2008. So we did pay that much money. But I know that you are serious about your business, and that may just not be in your price range. So we have discounted that. It is $47 a month or $470 a year. And you're like, I don't have that money. You know, I will tell you right now, if you could take one idea every month and implement it and make $100, you're already making a profit. You've got to implement the things that we talk about in the class and in the meetings as well. Now, I do have like it says 470, you're going to save 2 months worth of membership, but we also have a bonus for anyone that signs up as an annual member, and it is our Boost course. There are 3 modules plus our bonus. This is something I created a few years ago, tools to boost your business to the next level. Boost from a solid foundation, boost your followers and customers, boost your website, and boost your marketing and your list. All of that value is, we sell that product on our website for $197. You can see all of that listed. And then we also have a buy it back. If you attend your first meeting and it is not what you're thinking, we will refund that money for that first month. But we want to make this something of value to you as well. And then I do have a fast action bonus. Anyone that signs up in the next 24 hours, I will do the website or blog review. Actually, it won't just be me. I'm going to grab Hunter, my son. He's a marketing consultant, and he helps me with these. Justina got one of those. She liked the mastermind. She said, I bounce off ideas and get instant feedback in areas of business that she's not very strong in. So there we go. All of that you can have. So I'm not exactly sure why you showed up today, but I can guess maybe you feel stressed out, pulled in so many directions that you need to simplify your life and your business. Or maybe you're just so confused about what to do next, you're ready to pull out your hair. That long to-do list. Or maybe your husband lost his job and he can no longer work, or you're a single parent and you have got to make this work. You need that freedom to be able to work at home and be with your kids. I want you to remember right now why you showed up today. By now, I think you can see how the mastermind can help you bust through all the sticking points that have stopped you from pulling the trigger to get to the next level in the past. Your fear of failing because you're unsure if this really works. But if you still haven't signed up for Boost, or not Boost, for Family eBiz, I'm reading the wrong one, then you may have some doubts. I can create my own business plan, and you are right, you can. But that's what took me years and years to come up with my own plan. I knew the right things to do. I had a hobby business, but I had to start all over in 2020 and see what was going on. They didn't even have Instagram back in 2008 when I started. And so I want to help you get unstuck and answer your questions along the way. And then some of you are thinking, I just can't spend the money, especially in these times of uncertainty. Well, think about this perspective. Again, if you could implement, take that action plan every month, even if you just made $50, you're making a $3 profit. That may not be much, but that can be multiplicative. It can be exponential growth from there. Maybe it's $50 for 3 months, and then maybe it's $100 for the next 3 months, and you continue to grow that income. You're making a profit. You're spending 47, you're making 100, you're making $53 profit as well. So just something to consider as well. These are the things that you're going to receive. Now, here we are, friends. It's time to answer all your burning questions. I'm going to open it up to you to ask anything you're wondering about. And in the meantime, you can go ahead and sign up for the mastermind, familyebiz.com/mastermind. And when you do, we will then send you an application, and that way you can give us some information about you, and then we can tell you different times and days that we actually meet as well. So if you do have questions, go ahead, put them in the chat, and I would love to be able to share some answers with you. And while we do, I did want to just say this. One of our mastermind members, Jan, she just said the best part about this was the accountability, but also the friends that she grew and the trust that grew in her group as well. The networking and the encouragement were just amazing as well. Mara was one of our mastermind members, and she just said the ability to talk things out. And I'm going to tell you, you don't know how many times we'll be in a meeting and you'll be talking about your problem, and then all of a sudden they'll go, "Oh, I just figured it out. Thanks for listening to me." You need people that get it. And usually your spouse doesn't get it, and your friends at church don't get it. You need people that understand what you're working through. And Bethany just said, I love my mastermind with Carrie. I don't feel alone anymore. And that's really true. I think that's so true. So I do have a few questions that were sent straight to me. All right. Do you think I would benefit from the mastermind? I've never blogged before and we're just getting started. That's how Mara was. I'll let Jody just a second, but Mara was, she is a mastermind mentor, one of our original ones. And she was starting from the beginning. She didn't have a business at all. And she just said she began to get clarity about the direction she was going. So I don't think you need to be making money. In fact, I wish someone had started this for me and then I could start off on the right foot as well. So, and Jody says, how long are the meetings? Maximum 2 hours, because each person in the group, we got 4 bloggers, and these are just the regular monthly meetings with your 3 other people. And I will run it and sort of facilitate it. Each person gets 30 minutes and to go through the 5 Qs and we let me tell you, we celebrate your wins, and then we also help you with where you're stuck as well. So if you have a full group, which we have a couple groups that I need one more person in. So there's only 3, so that means an hour and a half, but a full group is 4 and it's 2 hours. Having said that, I completely forgot to put in here. We also have co-working sessions once a month. It's a 1 hour co-working session on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday afternoon. And you can get on. We work for 25 minutes. We pop back on, answer everyone's question. We work for another 25 minutes. And then we celebrate what everyone's gotten done and answer any questions. So that's something else. And then the mastermind training. That is up to 1 hour. It can be 30 minutes or whatever. And I try to choose the topics for the training based on the questions that we are having in our small groups. I want it to be applicable to where you are right now. And I'll be honest, Bethany was talking about videos, and I'm like, I need video training. I mean, I can do these kind of, but I don't do the short, reels and stories. So I'm learning all about that. I had another person that was making almost $1,000 a month on Amazon reviews. And so we got her on and she showed exactly what she was doing. So each month we try to pick a training that will help you grow your business or answer questions where you're stuck as well. That's a really good question. All right. I did have someone say this price is such a huge blessing to me. I paid for other courses that are much more, and it seems like such a wonderful thing. I need accountability most. All right, and here's another question. Do you provide a Christian perspective during your mastermind? That is important to you. Now, I don't know where y'all all are. I'm a person of faith. So it's just going to come out of me. Do I I'm not necessarily going to give you biblical verses like today on where everything came from, but I am going to stand up for biblical principles, meaning integrity and meaning truthful and honest and serving others and putting other people as more important than myself. So the ideas will be Christian and biblical. All right. In fact, some of these meetings, we have people that are struggling through other parts of their life. And sometimes I will stop and pray. It's really up to you. But I'm never going to make anyone feel uncomfortable if your faith isn't the same as what mine is as well. I just want to provide some extra income for my family for all the extra bills and to eat away at the mortgage. Let me know what you think. I definitely think you can make a part-time or even a full-time income. When your kids are still at home, you are limited on time, but you can still earn money. You'll need to do some groundwork, but you can definitely make money. I actually had a girl a year ago start with the mastermind. She's now making a part-time income. So it takes some time, it takes some networking and some elbow grease, but you definitely can still be making money. Any other questions? I was looking here. All right. Thank y'all for spending time with me. FamilyEbiz.com/mastermind. I guess I could have written that in here to make it easier to click. There you go. If you are interested, and we do have the 24-hour bonus, I will do a review of your website or a review of a blog, whatever it is you would like. And if you end up signing up in the next 24 hours, if you're brand new, you can hold on to that web review till you get your website or blog or whatever it is up and running. And we can do it later on, maybe even in December after you've had a couple months to get that going. So thank y'all for spending time with me. I love helping people, and I hope that this class has been a huge help to you. All right, we will talk to y'all later. My pleasure. Thank you for excellent information. You are welcome. We'll talk to y'all later. Oh, there.